The February sun filtered through the windows of the Rodriguez family home in suburban Phoenix, Arizona, casting warm shadows across the living room floor. Leticia Rodriguez, 24, stood on a stepladder, her arms stretched high as she secured another cluster of metallic blue balloons to the ceiling. Her dark hair was pulled back in a messy bun, and despite the sweat beading on her forehead, she smiled. A little to the left, Letty. Her mother called from the kitchen, barely looking up from the three-tiered chocolate cake she was decorating. "We want everything perfect for Mathoys." Leticia adjusted the balloons without complaint. She'd taken the day off from her job at the marketing firm specifically for this, her younger brother's 21st birthday surprise party. For weeks, she'd coordinated with relatives, ordered decorations online, and even created a secret group chat to organize the surprise. "Mom, did Uncle Carlos confirm he's coming?" Leticia asked, climbing down from the ladder. "Of course, he's driving down from Flagstaff with your cousins. Everyone's coming for our Mathoys." Her mother's voice carried that special warmth reserved for her youngest child. Leticia checked her phone. 15 missed calls from various relatives asking for directions, parking information, or what to bring. She handled each one patiently, sending voice messages while arranging the gift table. Her father emerged from the garage, carrying speakers. "Princess, can you help me set these up? You know I'm terrible with technology." "Sure, Dad." She abandoned the streamers she was hanging and went to help him connect the Bluetooth system. Within minutes, Latin pop music filled the house. By 3 p.m., the house was transformed. Gold and blue decorations covered every surface. The dining table groaned under the weight of tamales, enchiladas, and her mother's famous pozole. The gift table overflowed with wrapped packages. "He's 5 minutes away," Leticia's cousin texted. She quickly dimmed the lights and ushered everyone into position. When Mathoys walked through the door, the explosion of surprise nearly knocked him backward. His face lit up with genuine shock and joy as family members engulfed him in hugs. Their mother was the first to reach him, tears streaming down her face. "My baby, 21 years old," she sobbed happily. Leticia watched from the corner, her phone in hand, capturing every moment. She made sure the music kept flowing, refilled chip bowls, and guided elderly relatives to comfortable seats. When her brother opened presents, she was the one collecting wrapping paper and making notes for thank you cards. "Letty, come here," Mathoys called out, pulling her into a photo. "Best sister ever. Mom told me you organized everything." She hugged him tight. "Anything for you, little brother." The party lasted until midnight. After the last guest left, Leticia stayed behind to help clean up, loading the dishwasher while her parents sat with Mathoys, looking through his presents again. "I'm so tired," her mother sighed happily. "But so worth it for our boy. The best party ever," her father agreed, ruffling Mathoys' hair. Leticia smiled, tying up the last garbage bag. Her feet ached, her back was sore, but seeing her brother's joy made it worthwhile. She didn't notice how neither parent thanked her for her efforts, or how they'd already forgotten who had made the magic happen. Chapter 2. The forgotten day. April in Phoenix meant perfect weather. Not too hot yet, with clear skies and gentle breezes. Leticia woke up on her 25th birthday with a flutter of anticipation in her stomach. She lay in bed for a moment, listening for sounds from the kitchen below. In previous years, her mother would already be making her favorite breakfast, chilaquiles with extra cheese. Silence. She checked her phone. A few Facebook notifications from distant friends, a generic email from her dentist's office, but nothing from her family group chat. Strange. Leticia padded downstairs in her pajamas, finding her mother at the kitchen table, scrolling through her tablet with a cup of coffee. "Morning, Mom," she said, hovering near the doorway. "Oh, morning, Mia." Her mother didn't look up. "There's cereal in the pantry if you're hungry." Leticia's stomach dropped. Did you sleep okay?" "Fine, fine. Just tired?" "Your father and I were up late watching that new series." Her father entered, dressed for golf. "Morning, Princess. I'm heading out with the guys." He grabbed his keys without making eye contact. "Dad, did you forget what day? Can't be late." "The tea time is strict." He was out the door before she could finish. Mathoys stumbled down next, earbuds in, heading straight for the refrigerator. Letitia watched him pour orange juice, waiting for the moment of recognition. Nothing. Mathoys. She tried. He pulled out one earbud. What? Oh, hey. Mom, I'm going to Jake's house to play video games. That's fine, honey. Be back for dinner, their mother replied. Letitia stood frozen as her brother grabbed his skateboard and left. The house fell silent again except for the hum of the air conditioner and the occasional tap of her mother's fingers on the tablet screen. Mom, Letitia's voice came out smaller than intended. It's my birthday. Her mother finally looked up, blinking. Oh, right. Happy birthday, Mia. She returned to her tablet. Listen, we're all pretty exhausted today. Your father has his golf thing. I have book club later, and you know how Mathoys is. We'll do something another day. Okay. Maybe next weekend. Letitia felt tears prick her eyes. But I took the day off work. That's nice. Honey, you should rest then. You worked hard. Her mother stood, patting Letitia's shoulder absently as she passed. I need to get ready for book club. There's leftover pizza in the fridge if you get hungry. The house emptied within an hour. Letitia sat alone at the kitchen table, staring at the spot where, just 2 months ago, a 3-tiered cake had stood for Mathoys. The silence was deafening. She made herself a sandwich, each bite tasting like cardboard. Her phone stayed quiet except for a work email she didn't have the energy to read. She thought about the effort she'd put into Mathoys' party, the planning, the money spent, the vacation day used. Had anyone noticed? Had anyone cared? By evening, when her family trickled back home, they found her in her room. Her mother knocked once. Letty, we're ordering Chinese food. You want your usual? I'm not hungry, Letitia replied through the door. Suit yourself. She heard them downstairs, laughing at something on TV, the clink of chopsticks against plates. Just another Thursday night for them. Just another day where Letitia felt invisible in her own home. Her existence reduced to the things she did for others rather than who she was. That night, she cried into her pillow, muffling the sounds so no one would hear. Not that anyone was listening anyway. Chapter 3. When pain goes viral. 3 days had passed since Letitia's birthday. The hurt had crystallized into something harder, sharper. She sat cross-legged on her bed at 11 p.m., laptop open, cursor blinking on a blank Facebook post. Her family was asleep, the house finally quiet enough for her thoughts to untangle. She began typing. This is hard to write, but I need to get it off my chest. 2 months ago, I spent weeks planning my brother's surprise birthday party. I took time off work, spent my own money on decorations, coordinated with family, and stayed up until 2 a.m. cleaning up after everyone left. I did it with joy because I love my family. Her fingers trembled slightly as she continued. This week was my 25th birthday. I woke up to silence. My mom said they were too tired to do anything. My dad went golfing. My brother went to play video games. No cake, no candles, not even a card. Just nothing. She paused, wiping away a tear before it could fall on the keyboard. I'm not writing this for pity. I'm writing it because I'm tired of being invisible. Tired of being valued only for what I can do for others, not for who I am. Tired of giving 100% and receiving nothing in return, not even acknowledgement. To anyone reading this who feels the same way, you're not alone. Your pain is valid. You deserve to be celebrated too. She stared at the post for a long moment, then hit share before she could change her mind. Within minutes, the first comments appeared, then shares. By morning, her phone was buzzing nonstop. This broke my heart. I'm the oldest daughter too. And this is my life exactly. Sending you the biggest virtual hug. You deserve so much better. I'm 45 and still waiting for my family to see me the way I see them. By noon, the post had over 10,000 shares. Messages flooded her inbox. Strangers sharing their own stories, offering support, some even asking for her Venmo to send birthday gifts. Local news stations reached out for interviews. Letitia sat in her car during lunch break, overwhelmed by the response. Her coworker Hannah knocked on the window. Girl, I saw your post. I had no idea. Why didn't you tell me it was your birthday? I guess I'm used to it not mattering, Letitia admitted. Hannah's eyes flashed with determination. Well, it matters to us. Check your email later. That evening, Letitia came home to find her family in the living room, her mother's face tight with anger. Letitia Marie Rodriguez, what is this? She held up her phone, showing the viral post. How could you our family business like this? What will people think? Maybe they'll think about how they treat their daughters. Letitia replied quietly, this is so embarrassing. My sister called me crying, saying she's a bad mother. The whole church is talking about us. Her father added, Princess, this was unnecessary. We said we'd celebrate later. When? Dad, when is later? Because I've been waiting for later my whole life. Mathoys looked uncomfortable. Letty, I didn't know it was that big of a deal to you. That's the problem. Letitia's voice cracked. My feelings are never a big deal. My birthday, in a big deal. My efforts aren't a big deal, but everyone else's. Those matter. Her mother's expression hardened. If you're so unhappy here, maybe you should find somewhere else to live. The words hung in the air like a slap. Letitia nodded slowly. Maybe I should. She went to her room, locking the door behind her. Her phone continued buzzing with notifications, but now they felt hollow. She'd found thousands of people who understood her, but the 3 people she wanted to understand most remained as blind as ever. Chapter 4. Found family. Saturday morning arrived with an unusual text from Hannah. Wear something nice and be ready at 2 p.m. No questions. Letitia almost declined. The past few days had been exhausting, avoiding her family at home, fielding interview requests, and processing the overwhelming response to her post. But something in Hannah's message made her curious. At 2 p.m. sharp, Hannah pulled up in her SUV, grinning mysteriously. Get in, birthday girl. Hannah, my birthday was. I know when your birthday was. Just trust me. They drove through downtown Phoenix, eventually pulling into Steel Indian School Park. Letitia frowned. What are we doing here? You'll see. As they walked toward the main pavilion, Letitia heard music. Then she saw them. Dozens of people gathered under balloons and streamers. A massive banner read, Happy birthday Letitia, you are seen. You are loved. Her legs nearly gave out. Surprise! The crowd shouted in unison. Letitia recognized some faces, co-workers, a few neighbors, the barista from her favorite coffee shop, but most were strangers, holding signs with messages like from one invisible daughter to another and you matter. A woman approached with a microphone. Hi Letitia, I'm Sarah. I organized this after reading your post. I'm also an eldest daughter who spent years feeling invisible. When I saw your story, I knew we had to do something. Through tears, Letitia scanned the crowd. All these people ... double quotes, they all connected with your story. Some drove hours to be here. That woman there. She flew in from Tucson. That group. They're from my eldest daughter support group one found online. The afternoon unfolded like a dream. There was a 3-tiered cake. Chocolate. Someone had done their research. Presents piled on a table. Thoughtful gifts from strangers who'd paid attention to details in her other social media posts. Books she'd mentioned wanting. Art supplies for the hobby she'd abandoned. Gift cards to her favorite restaurants. A mariachi band played, their trumpets bright in the afternoon sun. People shared their own stories, creating an impromptu support circle. Letitia found herself laughing and crying in equal measure. I don't understand, she told Sarah during a quiet moment. You don't even know me. Sarah squeezed her hand. But we do know you. We know the weight of being expected to give endlessly. We know the pain of being overlooked. We know, because we've lived it too. As the sun began to set, painting the desert sky in brilliant oranges and purples, someone started singing Happy Birthday. The entire crowd joined in, their voices creating a chorus that filled the park. Letitia stood in the center, overwhelmed by the love of strangers who'd chosen to see her. Her phone buzzed, a text from her mother. Where are you? Dinner is ready. For the first time in her life, Letitia turned off her phone without responding. Thank you. She addressed the crowd, her voice strong despite the tears. Thank you for seeing me, for reminding me that family ain't always blood. Sometimes it's the people who choose to show up when they don't have to. The celebration continued into the evening. When Letitia finally returned home, She found her family watching TV as if nothing had happened, but something had shifted inside her. She discovered a truth that would reshape her life. Sometimes the love you seek in familiar places blooms instead in unexpected gardens, tended by hands that understand the weight of being unseen. Her room felt different that night, not like a refuge from neglect, but a launching pad for a new chapter. On her desk sat a card from the party that simply read, "You are not invisible, you never were. We see you." And for the first time in 25 years, Letitia believed it. 3 weeks after the viral birthday party, Letitia stood in her childhood bedroom, carefully folding clothes into cardboard boxes. The morning sun streamed through windows she'd looked through for 25 years, but today they felt like frames around a life she was finally ready to leave behind. "So, you're really doing this?" Matthews leaned against her doorframe, his expression unreadable. "I signed the lease yesterday," Letitia replied, not pausing in her packing. "Studio apartment in Central Phoenix. Small, but it's mine." He shifted uncomfortably. "Mom's pretty upset. Mom's been upset since my post went viral." "Nothing new there. That's not fair, Letty. She's trying. She made your favorite dinner last night. 3 weeks too late." Matthews. She finally looked at him. "Do you know what she said when I showed her the video from the party strangers threw for me? She said I embarrassed the family for attention. Not I'm sorry. Not I didn't realize. Just more criticism." Her brother ran a hand through his hair, a gesture she recognized from when he was little and felt guilty about something. "I've been thinking about what you said, about being invisible. I. I didn't know you felt that way. How could you? You've never had to fight to be seen. Mom's been planning your college graduation party since January, and you don't graduate until May. Meanwhile, she forgot my birthday while I was standing right in front of her." "I'm sorry," he said quietly. "I should have remembered." "You always remember mine." Letitia softened slightly. Of her family, Matthews had shown the most capacity for reflection since everything happened. "I know you are. But sorry doesn't change 25 years of patterns." Her phone buzzed. A text in the group chat Sarah had created for Phoenix area women who'd connected over her story. They called themselves the Scene Sisters, and in 3 weeks, they'd become more like family than her blood relatives had ever been. "Another meetup?" Matthews asked, noticing her smile. "Coffee tomorrow. Emma's going through something similar with her family. We're rallying around her. Must be nice," he said. Then caught himself. "I mean, I'm glad you found them." Letitia taped up another box. "You know what the ironic part is? If Mom and Dad had just acknowledged my birthday, even with just a store-bought cake and a genuine happy birthday, none of this would have happened. I wouldn't have made that post. I wouldn't have found my community. I'd still be here, quietly disappearing a little more each day." "Don't say that." "Why not? It's true. Do you know I used to keep a journal of all the things I did for this family? Not to throw it in anyone's face, just to remind myself I wasn't crazy, that I was contributing. Last year alone, I planned 16 family gatherings, drove Mom to 43 appointments when Dad was too busy, helped you with your college essays every weekend for 2 months, and never once asked for anything in return except to be seen." Matthews looked stricken. "I didn't know about the journal. There's a lot you don't know about me." "That's the whole point." A knock on the door interrupted them. Their mother stood there, arms crossed, radiating disapproval. "Your father and I would like to talk to you downstairs." Now, Letitia followed her parents to the living room, Matthews trailing behind. Her father sat in his recliner, looking older than she remembered. Her mother remained standing, rigid with anger. "This has gone on long enough," her mother began. "First the Facebook drama, then that spectacle in the park, and now you're moving out. What will people think?" "I've spent my whole life worried about what people think," Letitia replied calmly. "I'm done with that. We're your family. Are you?" The words came out sharper than intended. "Because family should know when your birthday is. Family should notice when you're drowning. Family should celebrate your victories, not just expect your service." Her father finally spoke. "We've made mistakes, Princess, but leaving isn't the answer." "Then what is, Dad?" "Because I've tried everything else. I've communicated my needs calmly. I've begged for attention. I've overfunctioned hoping someone would notice. Nothing worked. You're being dramatic, her mother snapped. One forgotten birthday and you're ready to abandon your family. 1. Letitia laughed bitterly. Mom, you forgot my 16th birthday because you were planning Mathoy's Little League banquet. You missed my college graduation because Dad had a golf tournament. You've never once asked about my job, my friends, my dreams. I'm not a daughter to you. I'm unpaid help. How dare you? No, Mom, how dare you? How dare you make me feel worthless in my own home? How dare you lavish attention on Mathoy's while treating me like furniture? How dare you get angry at me for finally saying enough? The room fell silent. Mathoy's looked between his family members, seemingly seeing the dynamics clearly for the first time. I love you all, Letitia continued, her voice steadier, but I can't keep lighting myself on fire to keep you warm. I need space to figure out who I am when I'm not just the helpful daughter. Her phone rang. Hannah calling. I need to take this. She's helping me move tomorrow. She stepped outside, leaving her family in stunned silence. The Phoenix heat hit her face, but it felt like freedom. Hey, birthday girl. Hannah's voice was bright. Just confirming. I've got the truck reserved for 9 a.m. Sarah's bringing her husband to help with heavy boxes. Oh, and the girls are planning a housewarming party for you next weekend. Nothing huge, just the core group. Hannah, Letitia's voice caught. Thank you for everything. Hey, that's what real family does. See you tomorrow. After hanging up, Letitia stood in the backyard where she'd played as a child, where she'd helped her father build the deck, where she'd strung lights for countless family gatherings she'd organized. The memories were bittersweet now, tainted by the realization of how one-sided they'd always been. Her phone buzzed with a notification from the Scene Sisters chat. Sarah, remember, setting boundaries, in punishment, it's self-preservation. Emma, you've got this. Letty, we're all proud of you. Maria, your courage to speak up gave me courage too. My family started therapy because of your post. She smiled, screenshotting the messages. These women, most of whom she'd known less than a month, had shown her more support than her family had in years. Back inside, she found her family exactly where she'd left them. As if frozen, her mother's face had shifted from anger to something harder to read. I suppose you'll be happy with your new friends, her mother said stiffly. These strangers from the internet who don't really know you. They know I'm allergic to strawberries, Letitia responded. They know I've always wanted to learn pottery. They know my favorite author and that I'm scared of thunderstorms. They learned more about me in 3 weeks than you have in 25 years. So, yes, I'll be happy with them. That night, her last in her childhood home, Letitia lay awake listening to the familiar sounds, the air conditioner's hum, the neighbor's dog barking, her father's snoring from down the hall. Tomorrow, she'd wake up to different sounds. The thought terrified and thrilled her in equal measure. Her journal lay open beside her, and she wrote, Tomorrow I start over. Not running from something, but running to something, to a life where my birthday matters, where my feelings count, where I'm more than what I can do for others. It shouldn't have taken a viral post and strangers' kindness to get here, but I'm grateful for the journey. For the first time in my life, I'm choosing myself, and it feels like finally coming home. The next morning came quickly. As promised, Hannah arrived with the truck at 9 a.m. sharp, Sarah and her husband right behind. More cars pulled up, women from the Scene Sisters group who'd taken time off work to help someone they'd known for mere weeks. You didn't all have to come, Letitia said. Overwhelmed? Yes, we did, replied Janet, a 45-year-old teacher who'd shared her own story of family neglect. This is what we do. We show up. As they formed an efficient assembly line, Letitia noticed her family watching from the window. Mathoy's came out once, offering awkward help, which was accepted graciously. Her parents remained inside. You okay? Sarah asked, noticing Letitia's glance toward the house. Yeah, just ... I thought maybe ... You thought they'd have a last-minute revelation. That they'd finally see you. Letitia nodded, embarrassed by her hope. Honey, their inability to see your worth isn't your failure. It's theirs. And look around. You are so seen now. The studio apartment was small but bright, with large windows overlooking a tree-lined street. As the women helped her unpack, the space transformed. Emma hung curtains while Maria arranged books. Janet set up the kitchen, and Hannah assembled a desk she'd bought as a moving gift. "This is from all of us," Sarah announced, pulling out a wrapped frame. Inside was a collage of photos from the birthday party, with "You are seen, you are loved" written across the top. Letitia burst into tears, hugging each woman tightly. "I don't know how to thank you all." "You already have," said Rosa, who, driven from Scottsdale, "your bravery in sharing your story gave us permission to acknowledge our own pain. Do you know how many of us have started therapy because of you? How many have had hard conversations with their families?" As afternoon faded to evening, the helpers gradually left, each promising to check in tomorrow. Finally, only Sarah remained. "How does it feel?" she asked as they sat on Letitia's new couch, eating takeout from containers. "Scary, free, sad, happy, everything at once. That's normal. The first night is always weird. But I promise, waking up in a space where you're valued, even if you're alone, beats waking up invisible in a crowded house." After Sarah left, Letitia walked through her studio, touching everything. Her books on her shelves, her art on her walls, her food in her refrigerator, small things, but undeniably hers. Her phone rang. "Mom." She almost didn't answer, then decided to face it. "Hello. So, you're really gone." Her mother's voice was flat. "I'm 10 minutes away." "Mom, I'm not gone. Just separate. Your father thinks you'll be back within a month." "He's wrong." A long pause. "Letitia, I don't understand what happened. We gave you everything. You gave me food and shelter. But you never gave me the one thing I needed. To matter as much as Mathoy's. To be celebrated. Not just useful." "That's not true." "Mom, please. Not tonight. I'm tired of defending my reality to people who refuse to see it." Another pause. "Will we see you for Sunday dinner?" "I don't know. Maybe. But not this week. I need time." This is that Sarah woman's influence, isn't it? And those other women. "No, Mom, this is my influence. For the first time in my life. Good night." She hung up before her mother could respond, then turned off her phone. The apartment fell silent, not the heavy silence of being ignored, but the peaceful quiet of chosen solitude. Letitia made herself tea in her own mug, sat on her own couch, and opened her laptop. The Scene Sisters chat was active, everyone checking on each other, sharing wins and struggles. She typed, "Day 1 in my own place. I thought I'd feel lonely. Instead, I feel found. Thank you all for showing me that family isn't about obligation or blood. It's about who shows up. You all showed up. I'm home." The responses flooded in immediately. Hearts, celebration emojis, words of encouragement. These women, who'd been strangers 3 weeks ago, now felt more like sisters than she'd ever imagined possible. Later that night, as she lay in her own bed in her own space, Letitia reflected on the journey. It had started with pain, the sharp sting of being forgotten on her birthday. But that pain had been the catalyst for finding her voice, her worth, and her tribe. Her phone, now back on, showed several texts from Mathoy's. "The house feels weird without you. Mom made dinner, but no one really ate. I'm sorry I wasn't a better brother. Maybe we could get coffee sometime. Just us." She smiled sadly, typing back, "Coffee sounds good. Next week." And Mathoy's, "It's not too late to be better. Just start seeing the people who've always seen you." His response came quickly, "I love you. Letty, love you too. Little brother." It wasn't a Hollywood ending. Her parents hadn't had a magical epiphany. The years of invisibility couldn't be erased, but something fundamental had shifted. Letitia had stopped waiting for her family to see her and started surrounding herself with people who already did. As sleep finally came, she thought about birthdays. Her 26th was 11 months away. This time, she wouldn't wake up hoping for recognition from people incapable of giving it. She'd wake up to messages from her Scene Sisters, to plans made by people who marked their calendars the day they met her, to a celebration of her existence by those who understood its value. The last thought before dreams took her was simple, but profound. Sometimes the family you choose chooses you back, and sometimes that's exactly the family you needed all along. The city lights of Phoenix twinkled through her window, each one a reminder that she was not alone. Somewhere out there, other invisible daughters were reading her story, finding their voices, making their own brave choices. The ripples of one viral post continued spreading, touching lives, changing narratives, proving that pain shared could become power multiplied. Letitia Rodriguez had finally come home, not to a place, but to herself. And that, she realized, was the greatest birthday gift of all, the gift of finally, truly, being seen.